Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about Kapwing. Kapwing is a video and image creation tool, and from the homepage, without even signing in, you can actually go right into Studio and start making a video or an image. Now, if you download that without signing in, you'll end up with watermarks. I don't really want that, so I'm going to go ahead to the window where I'm signed in already. So here's my workspace. I have a couple along the side here. And this is my Kapwing tutorials. You can separate workspaces by projects, but pricing is by workspace, so you need to keep that in mind. Now in the free version, you only have things in the workspace for 7 days. So as you can see, these two are sort of grayed out. That means I can't use them without going pro. So you want to make sure that you are finished and have downloaded your projects before the 7 days are up. Let's go back to tutorial. You can see too along the side, there are tools. We're going to be mostly looking at Studio and Subtitler, but there are a lot more. Let me just take you on a brief tour of Studio. I'm going to start with a blank canvas. So you can see across the top things that we can add. You can upload videos or images, input text, upload or search for images. This is actually linked to Google search. There are shapes that you can input. And then various tools. This audio adds audio. Scenes makes it so you can go through and look at individual pieces of a video. This will bring, the subtitles one will bring you into Subtitler, and timeline is something that we'll be looking at for the timeline project in a few moments. You can change your size. You can expand padding. So if I put in an image, perfect. I can then click and remove padding, so all it is that image. Or I could pad in whatever direction I want. So that is the basics of Studio, which has all of the tools in one place. So for the timeline project, you'll be using Studio in a specific way. So here's one that I've started. The first step is you're going to open Studio like this, and you're going to create an image. And you want your image to be your entire timeline. Now this will vary if you're using audio or video, but for today we're just going to talk about images and text. So after you fill your whole timeline with what you want to say, your content, all of your pictures, you're going to come up to this timeline tool. Now the timeline tool will ask you to make the image into a video and pick a time. And then you can go down through and select when each item shows up and when it disappears, which will make it so you can have your timeline exist or pop up. So you want the line the whole time, you want the title the whole time, and then we don't want this to show up right away. We want our text and we want our image to show up after our related text goes. We want this to come up after that. So you see it's just slider bars, and we want these two to show up at roughly the same time. And then I can hit done. And you can see that if I hit the play button, things start showing up in the order that I told them to show up. So that's how it's going to be for your particular timeline. Let's look at the Subtitler. Now, the Subtitler is its own tool. If you try to use the Subtitler while you're using a video, it will ask if you're ready, and then it'll bring you to it. So here you can see when I have started, this is a ProZD skit I thought was pretty funny. And what you're going to do is you're going to add captions and subtitles to an existing one translated into your language. So unfortunately, Screencast-o-Matic, you cannot hear the audio, but if I hit play from the beginning, you can see that the captions that I have done. He's actually speaking English here, but it's captioned into German. That is the language that I took. So when you go through, you want to add in one. You hit add subtitle. You listen for what's going on, and you type it in here. And then you set your times. So I won't make you listen over and over since you can't hear the audio. So there he just said, well. So we're gonna end that there and start it much sooner than that. Yep, that's perfect. And he just said, well, which in this case is sort of like this nah we had up here, so like that. And you can go down through the whole video in that way. And then when you're finished, you're going to hit create. So that's it for this. If you have any questions, make sure you come and see me. Bye now.